Hi, today I will be discussing the connection between collaboration, design, research, and wicked problem. After doing my literature review on design research, a major connection to the subject kept popping out: collaboration. Since design research is often a multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, and social activity, I decided that knowing more about the concept of collaboration and its application in design research and solving problems would be a logical transition into my next topic. So why is collaboration important to design? The complexity of contemporary life requires a vast array of knowledge and skills for which we cannot possess or master all of. If we bring other skills and knowledge outside of our own into a project, we must be willing to collaborate. Additionally, the larger the problem, the more complex it is, and typically requires many areas of knowledge and expertise, making collaboration an essential component. In this video, I will be discussing the traditional view of design so that's clear how collaboration requires a different approach. Additionally, I will be framing how collaboration is integrated into design research, why the complexity of collaboration can be a hurdle, and how all of this applies to solving wicked problems. Established views on design are somewhat different than those that require working collaboratively. Traditionally, design is seen as object-oriented, visually communicating the messages of others through appropriate mediums. It is called know-how, a term used by Meredith Davis, which is the visual representation of ideas and knowing software. This view is also known as first and second order design, terms used by Tony Goldsby-Smith, which includes crafting of objects like brochures. Traditional ideas about design focus on solutions and are typically tactic, and the designer is viewed as the sole arbitrator. Collaboration is not a new concept to design. Documented cases date back to the 30s. However, it does require different skills and knowledge than those of traditional design roles. Approaches include third-order design, which is a term used by Tony Goldsby-Smith, which includes understanding the interests and needs of the user, and also fourth-order design by working with systems and integration, combining separate complex concepts into whole ones. This human-centered approach is socially situated among cultures, groups of peoples, and relies on actions and experiences of both the project designers and the users. Problems that require collaboration are usually complex and explicit. Unfortunately, the nature of collaboration is often difficult to manage given the many and possibly diverse and divergent interests of the stakeholders. The stakeholders are known as the participants who work on a design project. Additionally, the more stakeholders you have on a project, the more complex managing the project becomes. This illustration by Mark Klein shows the number of stakeholders on a project and their ideas and thoughts. Overlap in areas indicate possible solutions, which there are multiple. Now let's take another look at this diagram and add more stakeholders. You can see how the complexity and the number of solutions increase. Figuring out how to manage and integrate ideas and determine which solutions are right or wrong on a project can be difficult, and they can cause fragmentation. So what is it that we need on projects to reduce this difficulty and complexity? Managing collaborative projects requires participants to have a shared understanding and meaning of the problem. Creating the shared understanding can be difficult when stakeholders come from different departments, fields, and groups. However, by having a shared vision, the integration and convergence of ideas allows for new and innovative solutions to present themselves. One way of figuring out how to create shared understanding is through studying and researching the collaborative relationship in academia or lab settings. This type of research could contribute to figuring out methods and processes used to work collaboratively by studying group projects. This approach would yield a better understanding of the problem collaborative space and how it can be managed in order to produce better outcomes. A third approach is research done through and in practice in the business world. Projects in practice often require collaboration of departments, other fields, and users. With the complexity of daily life, designers and project participants need diverse knowledge in order to tackle problems. It is no longer it is no longer possible to solve wicked problems that incorporate many fields without collaborative efforts and knowledge. Additionally, the study and research of human experiences becomes integral in business practices to better understand the domain in which users interact with products, services, and systems. The empathy and ethnographic variables required to navigate these experiences becomes a component in creating shared understanding and vision to problem solving. Empathy helps in understanding the emotions and motivations of users and by making the customer the expert. Today, most wicked problems require the attention of many people and disciplines. This requires an understanding and collaborative work and thinking. Being able to work with others yields a much stronger product because of the complex knowledge and connections that can be integrated into projects if successful. Part of the designer's role is combining these complexities and working with them to create clear messages. Wicked problems do not exist in a vacuum. They involve many people, integrated systems, and ideas, which require the knowledge of many different fields in order to address how they can be solved. Research is essential in understanding and contributing to the individual, social, and collaborative nature of wicked problems. Collaboration becomes a required component to wicked problems and necessitates the ability to manage and connect viewpoints and ideas. In conclusion, if designers are interested in working on large, complex, wicked problems, they will need to be able to navigate the collaborative workspace. They will need to learn how to work with others and integrate and interpret the knowledge and skills that others can provide in order to produce innovative solutions for the problems that society is faced with in today's complex world.